Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to be talking about sales training. Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 7th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training in Japanese, Training de Okane o Mura ni suru no wa yamemashou, and all are available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and, even better, thrive in business. 1. Sell more and do it more easily. 2. Exceed your targets. In fact, blow up your targets. 3. Make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 338. Today we're talking about not doing sales training is stupid. I was chatting with a prospective client about a proposal I had submitted, and he offered this feedback from one of his colleagues from the senior management team. We don't need to bring in trainers. We can use LinkedIn Learning instead. I was shocked to hear that from the lips of a senior leader. Is this guy really a leader? I've used LinkedIn Learning myself, and it is cheap. But I found the quality is also quite various. Individuals can shoot some training or video content, and LinkedIn Learning uploads it onto their platform. The main problem is that self-paced online courses have a tremendously low completion rate of only 3%. This leader may sign people up for online courses, be they LinkedIn Learning or from other online providers, but the outcomes won't be there. This is magnified in the case of sales training because of the nature of the beast. We teach leadership, communication, presentations, diversity, equity, inclusion, and sales. Sales is by far the hardest subject to teach. The content isn't the issue. It's the attitude of the people in the class. It seems to me very few people in sales have ever had any formal training or even read a book on the subject. They're in sales and have cobbled together a sales methodology from their bosses or colleagues or through trial and error, and they are fixed on their way of doing things. This results in a patchwork of sorts where they get certain parts of the sales process to work for them, but there are big gaps still because they are doing things in a hit-and-miss fashion. In Japan, we find there are key parts of the sales process skill set which are severely underdone. Having said that, generally speaking, building rapport is well executed because that is a component of the culture. There is also a strong tendency to use referrals, which is good. However, there is a bad tendency to rely on the brand too much to do the selling for you. Japan is a risk-averse nation, and dealing with big brands is considered a safe option. That isn't so great if you are selling for a company which isn't a big brand though. Let's explore some of the areas we've noticed are weaknesses for Japanese salespeople entering our classes. Asking questions of the buyer is a major flaw in the sales technique of most Japanese salespeople. Part of the issue is cultural, and part is ignorance about how to ask. Culturally, the buyer is seen as God, G-O-D, God. And you are just there to tell God all the details about your widget, and God will decide what happens next. In this format, the buyer controls the sales call, not the seller. That is a bad idea if you want to make any sales. The salesperson's job is to guide the buyer to a yes decision if that is the best outcome for the buyer's business. The problem is neither the buyer nor the seller have any idea whether that is possible or not until some basic questions have been covered off. We need permission to ask God a few questions. Find out more. Come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs, as well as we do them in both Japanese and English. We do them face-to-face in our super safe classroom, and we do them live online. On the 18th of May, we'll be doing leadership training for managers. Very, very thorough program. Has everything you need as a leader, all the nuts and bolts, all the nitty-gritty, everything you're going to need, like communication, performance management, coaching, how to do innovation, how to do the planning, how to deal with delegation, etc. It's got everything in a box. Very, very thorough program with lots and lots of structures to help you get through it all. Very good program. 9th of June, we have Winning with Relationship Selling. This is our flagship sales program. Excellent program. This program was originally developed in 1939. So imagine the Kaizen on this baby. It's huge. Sales is about relationships, and winning with relationship selling is about how to achieve that outcome with the buyer such that you don't get a sale, you get the reorder. And that is what we want. On the 9th of June, and again on the 11th of June, we're doing the Dale Carnegie course. This is our main program. It deals with leadership, communication, people skills, stress management, and mindset change. The latter is such a difficult thing to achieve. Think about it. People love change, but they don't want to change. They love change in their boss, in their colleagues, in their subordinates, in the market, in the client, but they don't want to change. So how do you get change? This is the program for that. Excellent, excellent course. Go to our website at www.dale, D-A-L-E, -Carnegie, CARNEGIE.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, which in Japanese is Zaegyo. This is the Bible for selling in Japan. Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni Sunu wa Yamimashou, and all are available on Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from small, medium enterprises all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Here is the 5-part Permission from God formula. 1. Explain who you are. 2. Explain what you do. 3. Explain who else you've done this for and what were the results. 4. Suggest maybe you could do the same for them. Number 5. Ask. In order to know if that is possible or not, may I ask a few questions? Once we have received permission from God, we can explore what they want to achieve with their business and why they are not where they need to be. This is a 4-part formula. 1, as is. Where are you now? 2, should be. Where do you want to be in 3 to 5 years? 3, barrier. What is stopping you from getting there fast enough? 4, what will success mean for you personally? Asking these questions will tell us if what we have will be what they need. If we don't have it, then we should stop wasting everyone's time and go find someone who does need our solution. Getting pushback in Japan often triggers an automatic 20% discount, which is an extremely bad idea from every perspective. Why is there pushback in the first place? This comes from a poor effort explaining what difference your solution will make to their business. A proper explanation formula has 5 elements. 1, explain the facts, details, spec, etc. of the solution. 2, link these to the benefits your solution provides to the buyer. 3, extrapolate these benefits into how it will make their organization more effective. 4, reference a similar client and the results they achieved using your solution. 5, do a try or close. How does that sound so far? To flush out any questions or resistance. When getting resistance, we don't argue the toss with the buyer and use our magnificent force of will to overcome them. The first thing out of our mouth has to be, I ask you why you say that. Now, the locus of accountability has swung back to the buyer, who has to justify why they are saying the price is too high, etc. We are no longer on the back foot trying to argue the point. We immediately get more inside information on why and how this objection is a problem for them, and this helps us in framing our answer. Asking for the order is avoided by many salespeople because it allows them to fail with their ego and dignity intact. A no is confronting, and Japanese society has learned to avoid that type of outcome by leaving everything vague. It doesn't have to be like that. This is how hard it is to ask for the order. Shall we go ahead? Proper sales coaching and training refines all of these steps, turns the salesperson into a competent professional. What we know is that a small percentage increase in sales outcomes immediately pays for the investment and keeps producing substantial revenue growth into the future. Investing in real sales training for the team is a no-brainer. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, moolah, coin, dosh, lolly, readies, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.